What's up, guys? Thomas Feng with Bay Area Connect. This week again, I'm joined with Joe Lima of Princeton Capital, and we're going to be talking about some of the loan changes that are coming up into the market. But before we jump into that, Joe, why don't you get us caught up on rates right now?
No problem, Thomas. Okay. All these rates are for a 30-year fixed with 0 points based off loan amount. So a loan amount up to $417,000, you're going to find an interest rate between 4.75 and 4.875. A loan amount from 417 up to 729,750, you're going to find a rate between 5 and 5.125%. Jumbo loans are above 729,750. You're going to find an interest rate between 5.375 and 5.5. And then an FHA loan, depending on loan size, you're going to be right at 4.75 to 4.875.
Great, thanks for the update, Joe. So like I said, today in our video we're going to be covering one of the loan changes that is taking place this year. In one of our previous videos we covered a lot of the loan changes happening this year, including the FHA loan changes. But this week we're going to be talking about the loan limits and how those are changing. For many buyers in the Santa Clara County, the agency conforming loan limit is at $729,750. However, that looks to be changing back down to $625,000 in October. So, Joe, why don't you give us a little background about that?
Yeah, no problem. So, like the conforming loan limit is at $729,750. That's a temporary limit that was set by the government for high market, high valued areas such as Santa Clara County, Silicon Valley. The permanent loan limit for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac conforming loan limits is $625,500. That is set to come into play in October. There's no real legislation or anything that's stopping that from happening as of this point.
Mm-hmm. So this is definitely going to directly affect buyers in the Santa Clara County, especially in probably the $650,000 to $900,000 price range. So for many buyers like this, how's this really going to affect them?
Well, let's just run through a quick example. Let's take into consideration a $900,000 home. Today, if you were to put 20% down on that property, you'd be at a loan amount of $720,000, which is below the loan limit.
Right.
So you would be able to qualify for a conforming loan. But if this same scenario is to take place after October 1st, that $720,000 loan amount would now be considered a jumbo loan. So you'd be subject to those restrictions as far as a jumbo loan is concerned.
Right. So instead of initially being in the agency jumbo, will now be in a true jumbo loan. So for many buyers, I mean, they've been researching probably more in the agency jumbo side. How does the jumbo loan differ from that, and how will that affect buyers?
While jumbo loans will offer much higher loan amounts into the millions, they do have price restrictions and, more importantly, stricter underwriting guidelines. So pricing-wise, as far as interest rates go, you're going to see anywhere from a half a point to a full point higher on the jumbo loans, depending on borrower's credit, down payment, all of that. And then also the underwriting guidelines are much more difficult to qualify versus a conforming loan, especially when it comes to income-debt ratios. So let's just say that same loan scenario where you had that $720,000 loan amount, you come in and your rate's at 5%. Great, your payment's at $3,865. But let's say October 1st, you run through that same scenario, your rate jumps up to 6%. Because of the jumbo loan guidelines, your payment goes all the way up to $4,500. So over the 30 years of the loan, that's a couple $100,000 that you're going to be paying more towards interest.
And with all this upcoming news about the loan changes, I mean, it does come into effect in October. So this is actually really good for home buyers because the hottest time to buy a home is actually in the spring and the summer. So it's great that we're giving you a heads up. But let's say that a buyer buys a home after October, Joe. What are their options at that point?
Well, their options at that point, they would either have to come in with a larger down payment. So instead of the loan amount being at $720, they would make it at $620. That's pretty obvious. Or they would just be subject to the jumbo loan rates. If they buy now, though, they can still keep the loan amount at $729 and still be okay. So those are your three options.
Well, thanks again, Joe, for the loan updates, and we'll definitely keep you updated on the real estate market in the Santa Clara County. Again, the spring and summer is the hottest time for buyers, and the best way to find a great deal on a home is just to take a tour of 5 to 6 homes in the area. Not only will you find older homes you can better negotiate on, but you'll become a market expert at the same time. So thanks again for watching, and we invite you to connect with us on our Facebook at facebook.com/Bay Area Connect. Thanks, and have a great day.